Hello everyone and welcome. Thank you for dropping by the channel, but in this video we're taking a look at Felwinter's Lie. After a quest that began with uproar from the community, followed by a bug that halted everyone's progress, it's now finally obtainable. So how is it, and was it worth the wait? Let's take a quick look at the gun and then start with PvP. So Felwinter's Lie comes with some very good perks. It's basically a god roll aggressive frame shotgun that Bungie have just gifted to the community. Now it has full choke, whereby aiming down sights reduces projectile spread at the cost of precision damage, accurized rounds to increase range. In the third slot you can equip either quick draw or slide shot, and in the fourth column you can equip either opening shot or vorpal weapon. It comes already masterworked with range, and as an aggressive frame, fire rate increases after a kill. Now it also has shot package as an intrinsic perk, which gives more uniform pellet spread. Personally for me in PvP, I equip quick draw and opening shot. Then when that turning point in the match arrives where players start getting supers, I'll switch from opening shot to vorpal weapon. I'm not going to talk too much about time to kill, as it is a one-hit kill weapon after all, but in case you find yourself in a situation where 2 shots are required because the first one hasn't got the kill and you're curious what that time is, for 2 bursts it's around 1.1 seconds. So firstly, thank you to my friend Alchemic Reduction for helping me out with this. Links to her YouTube, Twitter and Instagram are in the description down below, where you'll find lots of Destiny 2 content, so go check that out. And also another friend, Lone Gun, who helped me out as well, so a massive thanks to him. Anyway, with quick draw and opening shot selected, maximum distance for a one-hit kill is in the region of 8 meters, and if opening shot isn't procced, it's around 7 meters. Compare that to my curated roll Mindbender's Ambition, as I don't have a god roll, which comes in around 7 to 8 meters at best with opening shot procced. I also tried a non-god roll 7th Seraph close quarter combat shotgun. That was a mouthful, which I'll discuss further in a minute, and that could also one-hit kill in around 7 to 8 meters too, but with no range boosting perks. Now, I do say they're in that region, as hit registration can be very inconsistent. Sometimes 7 meters would get me a kill, other times it wouldn't. But it is a shotgun after all, and the difference from 1 meter to the next isn't actually that much. With vorpal weapon perk equipped, it seems any super can be taken down by one shot followed by a melee attack. For golden gun however, or any other super where there's no buff to shield or health, you go into kill with one shot, but can do that from further away than normal, as you'll still get the buff from vorpal weapon. Now, I'm not a huge PvP player, and even when I do jump into Crucible, I rarely use shotguns, hence why the gameplay in the background isn't filled with kill streaks and big brain plays. But while we were waiting for the quest to be fixed by Bungie, I did start to use the 7th Seraph shotgun to get some practice in. Now, this was the only one I had, and the perks were rifled barrel, light mag, quick draw and vorpal weapon. Worth noting as well, it also wasn't masterworked, and okay, it's a lightweight frame, not aggressive like Felwinter's, but to be completely honest, I actually prefer my non-god rolled close quarter combat shotgun. I don't know why, I don't know if I just enjoy that little bit of a movement speed buff it provides. I think hit registration seems to be a bit more consistent. That could just be a placebo, admittedly, but I just seem to do better when using this gun over Felwinter's. Now take all that with a pinch of salt, as I don't come close to qualifying as a PvP shotgun aping god. But what I do like are numbers, DPS and damage values and tables and efficient and fast ways to kill aliens. So Felwinter's Lie isn't thought of as a PvE weapon, but since it comes with vorpal weapon, which also increases damage against bosses and vehicles, it's only fair that it's introduced to Greg the Ogre and put through its paces. So because it comes with full choke, aiming down sights has reduced precision damage, although it should in theory be easier to land every projectile on the crit spot, so I will include damage numbers for both. So hipfire damage against Greg comes in at 22,989, with all projectiles hitting that crit spot. That number is slightly lower at 21,393 when aiming down sights. With a major spec mod on the gun, this goes up to 24,775 and 23,056 respectively, bringing sustained DPS to 25,288 when hip firing and 23,532 when aiming down sights. Once again, with a major spec mod, that increases to 27,253 and 25,362 respectively. But remember, that is only sustained DPS, meaning it doesn't take into consideration any downtime, such as reloading. When we do calculate overall DPS, so reload included, it comes in at 3,458. and that's when hip firing with a major spec mod. So the best possible results of all the above combinations. So why is it so low? Simply because it takes an absolute fucking lifetime to reload all rounds back into the magazine. It actually takes longer to reload the magazine than it does to empty the same number of rounds from the magazine. Now, admittedly, this is without any kind of reloading boosting perks, although I don't think they'll make a huge difference, and they're not going to turn Felwinter's Lie into a DPS choice. On the other hand though, total damage for a magazine of 4 when firing from the hip is 91,956 and 99,100 with a major spec mod. Add a backup mag mod, which gives you 5 in the magazine, but of course you'll then lose the major spec mod, and it will do 114,945 per magazine when firing from the hip. Total number of rounds you can hold is 17 with no perks to boost that, making total damage 390,813 without a major spec and when firing from the hip, and 421,175 with a major spec mod equipped. So without getting into too much of a tangled web of various weapons and armor mod combinations, it's clear that Felwinter's Lie is not a DPS weapon, but it does have very good burst damage, so it is a reasonable choice when it coming up against enemies like Greg or champions, for example. Ultimately though, most people will only use this gun in PvP, and it is very good, arguably the best aggressive frame shotgun for most. But whether it will take the place of a God Roll Mindbender's Ambition from a lot of people's infantry is another question, and personally for me, I'd rather use the 7th Seraph shotgun, even my non-God Roll version. But Bungie have done an excellent job of providing something that's still exceptionally good without being so good and overpowered that it's the only choice for that weapon type, and by not using it you're putting yourself at a disadvantage. Not to mention the lore behind it is amazing. And 15 minutes from now, the current time that I'm recording this, my name is Bife will be uploading his lore video all about Felwinter, and I can't wait. So I'm going to end it there. Sorry that PvP isn't as in depth as some might like. I'm not really a huge PvP player, but I still hope it gave a good overview of the weapon. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.